everyone, to Ferriphobe Campaign 2, Episode 34. There we go. I can read that. Episode 34. My name is Sam Lander. I'll be your GM, and I have some players.
My name is Zerger, playing Lumi, the Circle of Stars Druid.
My name is Valak, playing Elros, the Battlemaster Fighter.
Hi, I'm Suda, playing Risha, the Roguelok, and yes, we are going home. The rest of the party doesn't have to come with, but we're going home.
Hi, I'm Sadie, playing Zari, who is waiting for the bodies to hit the floor.
I'm Krier. I'm Inter, playing Krier, the Fast Monk.
I'm Ashes. I play Eberkeith the Wizard, and I usually go wherever Risha goes, so
recently, you guys departed ways with a couple of dragons, each going their own way. After having confronted the shade of a archfey. And you made your way finally into the city of Ava, after having traveled a week away from Haifa. Upon reaching the town, you were not arrested, but definitely could have been arrested had you decided to not be arrested. And taken in, and you were told your tale of your past few months to City Guard, who accepted your tale with more calmness than you might expect, and seemed to believe you at least to a certain amount. After being released with peace-bonded weapons, you made your way to an inn that Elros knew, called the Old Crow Tavern and Inn, and got yourself a interesting meal and a bath, and got ready to lay down for the evening. At which point you heard something Dopplering by through the air and crashing into the city. A quick run outside and a fight against a gibber-gabbering creature, and defeating it. You guys headed deeper into the city, where other crashes were going on and a large explosion had happened, and found a beholder looking confused and angry, and having been blown up by a fireball of a person your age, who I'm calling a girl because Sam Lander has weird perspectives on things. Managing to soak a bunch of damage by a summoned ghost by the wizard. You guys defeated the beholder, at which point the ghost summoned by the wizard climbed inside the beholder and putrefied it, and floated its way towards said wizard. And that is where we will pick up today.
Okay, do we have time to deal with the fact that Eberkeith has a new friend?
You still have it under control?
well, Eberkeith is very uncomfortable, almost to the point of panic, probably. So she's not answering questions.
Can you banish it?
Is summon ghost a concentration spell?
That's a good question. Summon undead. Concentration up to 1 hour.
So to answer Zari's question is you can feel the concentration ongoing.
Okay, so I probably involuntarily drop that because I'm panicking.
Okay. So
Aw, Evie-kun has a new puppy.
You guys, with the exception of Eberkeith, all hear the scream of an undead, like the wail of a banshee, kind of psychically, and then the zombie holder disintegrates into a mound of putrid flesh that drips off the side of the building that Ibrahim is on. And there's no bones there. There's some teeth, but they're putrefying almost as fast as the flesh, the rest of the flesh is. The down the street 100-ish feet, the gal who threw the fireball at this thing pokes her head back out and goes, "Ew, what is that smell?"
I baited this evening.
Rotting something.
Oh, oh, okay.
Go home.
Okay. Okay. I
I've smelled worse.
Thank you. By the way, greatly appreciated. My hold on. Brain finding there. My name's Tiasa and okay, going home. Oh, you guys want to come to get away from this?
I've almost been hugged by worse.
You have lived a life.
So, are there more things still falling in the sky?
As you look up into the night is, I'm gonna say it's just past sunset, where the last of the light of the sun is still in the sky off to the west, but it's relatively dark overhead, and you see hundreds, thousands of shooting stars heading directly from west to east. But you don't hear any Doppler effects anymore.
Okay. Sorry.
Why do you have a sneaking suspicion that we won't have time to get to the coast anymore?
Oh, you guys were going to the coast? I don't suppose you seem competent. Mercenaries? Oh, the smell. Oh, God.
Weren't you going home?
Yeah, but you are more interesting than my home is.
Also
We
not
are-
as smelly.
We are an adventurer group trying to get to the coast. Yes. Are you needing to go to the coast, or do you know somebody who is?
No, but I could use some bodyguards because she points at the mound of flesh. Come on. I mean, if you
Okay,
you don't have to, but
Okay, we'll escort you home,
thanks.
and then we have to get back to where we were staying.
That's fair. Okay. And her eyes are watering.
I'd like to do an insight check to see if I believe her.
Okay. Believe her about which part?
Does she seem trustworthy or duplicitous? Like the general feel of, does she just seem like a girl our age that just happens to be semi-equipped for adventure, or does she seem like she's something totally different?
With a 17, she seems earnest in her demeanor and words. She is, she's a little dirty just from the like crouching behind in the alleyway, but she's wearing a like long dress, fairly nice fabric, fully like full length sleeves, and like full length dress. She's got a like cloak, like a because it's getting cooler out. She's got like a woolen, probably Vuji fur cloak over her shoulders, long brown hair, well, it's a little mussed up right now. Long brown hair, brown eyes, dark gray green skin, and yeah, she seems earnest. And there is on her, like, you can see poking out from her cloak, there is an amulet that has 3 open holes in it. Looks like they are gym settings. She's like, yeah, my house is up this way. That was I hate to do that to the oil repository, but it sure blew up good. Come on. And she leads you up the street, and you guys realize that the house she pointed out as her house is like set back from the street. It's got like a courtyard in the front of it. It has open green space behind it. There's a couple of kind of scraggly looking but still treetops that are kind of lit from underneath by glowing lights in kind of the back area. And there's no houses. Like a lot of times in a city like this, you have, house, alleyway, house, alleyway. This thing has roads on either side of it. And it is as big as the inn that you guys are staying in.
Does it look like a living house or more like
It's a small mansion.
yeah, but Don.
Doesn't look like an inn.
No, like the Blue Rocks.
Oh no, it does not look like the Adventurers Guild. No.
Fancy digs.
So
It's
it's
Somebody who
like
lives
it's
so
a house
fancy.
that's alive.
It's a house that's alive? What? I feel like there's a reference there that I'm missing.
We've encountered 2 houses that are alive in this campaign.
You have. Actually, true statement. Arcana check.
map loaded finally.
You were on a map before. All right. Yeah, she leads you into a open courtyard, opens the front door. Open. And heads in, and Arcana check with a 25. There's magic here, but this house isn't magical. You see with the 25, you see the standard, like, along the baseboard there is a runic enchantment to prevent mice and rats from chewing through the baseboards. The eaves and gutters have an enchantment on it to prevent them from clogging, that sort of thing. The window panes of glass are magically reinforced to be less likely to break if somebody were to throw a rock through them. Lot of defensive magic. Abjuration.
So, are you like someone important in the city, or is your family important?
Yes. And as she walks in through the front door, there is an older gentleman who can only be described as a butler, who walks in from the door behind her and says, "Ah, yes, first daughter, welcome home. It's a bit of something going on this evening."
Only explosions.
And you brought friends. Welcome. to the home of first daughter Tiasa. Pleased to meet your acquaintance. My name is Julik. Please follow me and I will get you seated in the whatever room.
Sitting room.
Lounge.
Lounge. Yes, there's a lounge on this map somewhere. Do. That room looks loungy. Sorry, I'm gonna drag everybody to it. And you are led into a, like, I think this is loungy area. Yeah, it looks loungy.
This looks kitcheny.
Oh, that looks kitcheny? Well, shoot.
It looks alchemist lab.
Okay, wrong room. This room will work. I'm not as familiar with this map as I should be.
This looks more loungy.
Who did I forget?
Elros.
Yeah.
Ha! Thank you. So you're let in. The butler does a curt bow towards Tiasa and then closes the door, and she goes, hi, yeah, no. This is my home. Thank you.
First daughter of whom?
Sorry, what?
First daughter of whom?
Oh, first daughter of Julik, First Lord Julik. So Valric, you know who this is. Elros, you know who this is. Everybody else can give me a history check.
Fail.
So
Fail.
it's Lord Julik, and the butler's name is also Julik.
Oh, did I give them the... Oh, sorry. I have generated names, and I forgot to delete one. Butler's name is Oscar.
These are quite fancy dates for somebody who likes to blow things up.
Sorry, has never been here, and yet gets a 19.
See, I knew we weren't the only ones, Zari. Always feeling guilty about that bridge.
So since you can't auto-fail checks, 5 is good enough. Any other history checks? So, Risha doesn't know. Ibrahim does.
Just saying Lumi doesn't know.
Oh, you're just saying Lumi doesn't know. Fair enough. You can always choose to fail. So Julik is the ruler of Ava. Like, king is the wrong term. He deems himself first lord.
Administrator, mayor, esque.
Archduke.
Yeah,
First citizen.
Think more like Archduke, first citizen. Yeah.
Highest pompous jerk in the land.
He's the head noble. So, adventure. You guys said you were adventurers. You adventure, but you're heading off to the coast. What? She kind of has a soft expression past her face, and so you've got to be on an adventure, right? You're on a quest.
Of a sort.
Kind of running away from one.
You're running away? So you lost your quest. Ooh, interesting. Insight if you want.
Let me guess. Rich noble girl grew up reading chat books and has always wanted to be an adventurer, but has never been allowed to be let out of daddy's sight.
I mean, 100%, but your character may not realize that. Cryor, Iberkeet, not so much Lumi or Zari. Yeah, that's the impression you get. This person is sheltered. And yeah, she's sheltered. I don't suppose I could hire you on for a few days. There were more of that wow thump sound thing. I don't have an I don't have a guard because Daddy says that I shouldn't need one, and that if I ever get in trouble I should just call the city guard, and that's okay. But I feel like with the, and she makes the sound again, something going on that even a fireball can't take care of, that I should have some more guard. And why do you guys have, why do I hear pinging from your weapons?
Oh, we had our weapons peace bonded as we entered because we were suspicious looking from the strange light in the sky a few days ago. And, well, they wanted to ask us questions. We answered their questions, and they let us go.
Neat. So you're criminals too.
No.
Oh, well. Well, anyway, if you guys wanted to stay for supper, I'm sure we could have some supper, or something.
Where is your father?
Oh,
Yeah, as long as it's not bugs.
I mean, I don't think it's bugs. Dad, he's probably at home. No, not this home though. At his home.
I
'Cause
see.
This is my home. I own it myself, even. I mean, okay, so he gave me the money to buy it, but I picked it out.
Understandable. Wasn't making any accusations.
It's okay. You can accuse me. I know what I am. I mean, I don't want to be what I am, but I know what I am, and I might as well be what I am while I am what I am. And that's all that I am.
Everything I'm not.
Everything you're... I don't know. I'm pretty and you're pretty, so not everything you're not. Also, your hair is really cool. How did you do that? Is that from your
Trauma.
adventuring? Is it a special magical thing for adventuring?
No,
Oh.
no.
Trust me, kid. That hair color, the reason why you don't want to know.
Lumi, why are you... She's 4 years younger than us. Don't call her kid.
I'm 20. You guys are...
I'm 24.
Oh, well, okay, that's fair.
I know, I'm bigger than most.
Yeah, I would have guessed 30. It's something to do with the partially shaved head, I think. And the thing on your face.
So,
Although I don't think I've ever said we weren't kids as well. So I'll call her kid.
Oh, yeah, hi, and she goes up to each of you. My name, like I said, is Tiasa. Who are you? And she gets all of your names.
Lumi will make a point to look at her with the sparkly eye.
Okay.
I make a small bow.
Nice to meet you. So supper's not come. Oh, it's too late, isn't it? You guys have probably. Anyway, I guess I should let you go if you want, you should probably head back to your place. You said you had a place here in town, and I don't mean to keep you. So I guess if I can't, she's trying really hard not to let you guys go, but she's definitely at the limit of her, like, this is how long it is to be. This is the maximum amount of polite restraint you can have for somebody.
I think it would be advantageous for us to stay the night to make sure that nothing breaks in, and we can check in the morning that the guards have contained all threats within the city. Would that make you feel better?
Oh my god, yes. You have that was scary, and I don't think I can I'm pretty sure my amulet is spent, and it'll take like days to get the rubies back into it and get them re-enchanted. So
What were you on your way back from doing some shopping or visiting someone or
well, just I was, walking around. I'm supposed to be visible in the city, and I had gone out to a friend's house to spend some time with them. And there's like a book club thing that we have, but it's not really a book club because there's only the two of us, but we call it a book club.
Oh, so you're in a cult.
There's nothing religious about it. The cults are usually religious, right?
I don't know. Sounded fun at the time.
Okay.
Where
Well,
did you learn your spells from?
I don't have any spells. And she takes off the amulet around her neck and tosses it at you. You easily catch it. It is a
Necklace of fireballs?
Yeah, it's that's literally what it is, but
it's amulet shaped?
necklace of fireballs. Yes. So it is got a brass chain. It has a small, like, shield shaped thing attached to it that has 3 open holes in it and no full holes.
And it needs to be. Is it broken, or does it need just new gems?
Its enchantment is still capable of holding fireballs, but I need to get it to an enchanter who can cast fireball on it in kind of a specific way, because apparently otherwise it just blows up the enchanter who's casting fireball.
Oh, interesting piece.
Oh,
and I
and
give it back.
I also need a ruby worth at least 100 brass as well for each one. She takes it back. So yeah, I don't have any spells.
Well, I'm guessing you have the rubies.
Either that or the money to get them.
I can, yeah, no, I have enough money to get them. I wasn't saying I needed your rubies if you had any. I mean, if you had some rubies to sell me, I would probably buy your rubies just for ease of not having to go to the gem trader's place. But I mean, your adventures you have to have, right? Like, stuff. What's your best treasure? What's the best treasure you ever got?
Wisdom.
You are a monk. That is fitting. Anyway, if you follow me up this way, I can take you to the room if you're going to stay here tonight. Find the right. There was one of these rooms. I need to. Oh, there it is, right there.
Are there any other persons in the house except Oscar?
Oscar, and it's late enough that the maids have gone home for the evening, so they went home. But I have a couple of maids because this place is too large to keep clean myself. Oh, and the cook, shoot, that's the wrong thing. Okay. Milka, the cook, she also isn't here right now because it's late. Oscar's the only one who stays in the mansion overnight because it's weird to make your servants stay with you, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't have any servants.
Oh, you should get some servants. They're great.
I had rented a rather pricey lodging in Haifa, which came with valet services, but not a dedicated servant.
Okay. I will let you guys be for the I'll let you guys be for the evening, and if I need anything, I'll ring the house bell, and you can hear the house bell from anywhere in the house. That's why it's a house bell.
Can we roam around, or do you want us to keep away from places?
I don't. It's fine. I don't mind if you go around the place, but don't go poking in things, cause I don't want anything stolen. And I trust you guys to not steal anything. Don't take me wrong, but
Zari eyes Risha.
does she notice that? No, she does not. Everybody eyes Risha. She is completely oblivious to the looks you guys are giving her. The kitchen is right like below you in the next door down. And the dining room is where we went up first. And my bedroom is in the top. I made everything too dark. Top middle room. I think it's no top left. Everything is fine. I need to make the GM overlay save. Less dark. All right. No, that is not a bedroom though. That's a bathroom. Huh. Well, it's the top. We're gonna go with the top middle room. So if you need anything from me, you can just come up there. Oh, that is the bedroom. I don't know why I can't read my own maps. Well, I do know why I can't read my own maps. Because I make it hard for myself. It's have a good evening. Have a good evening. So they're supposed to say, Nura guard you through this sleep. And she closes the door behind her and heads out.
Why are you all looking at me like that?
I
Please don't-
think you know why.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I would never.
Please don't steal anything from the nice young lady.
Besides, that requires a desire to want anything. And Risha just conjures a minor illusion of an image of MoMA. She's like, I just want to go home.
Okay, well, let's, I guess, finish getting some sleep.
And then we might need to possibly rethink the going further east plan. With all these things coming down from the sky, I'm not sure I'm trusting anything anymore.
Elros, do you know if this city has a teleportation circle?
Not specifically. I'm not too hot on the magic stuff, but pretty sure they have one somewhere, I'd guess.
Is there a way I can call the butler?
If you walk around for a little bit, he will butler himself up behind you.
Yes.
Kind of a magical sixth sense that people seem to get. Can I help you find something?
I was just only one of us have been to this city before, and I was just wondering, does this town have a teleportation circle, or is that only on the city on the coast?
Not a public one that I am aware of.
But there's a private one.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Could you maybe get us some drinks?
Oh, yes. Come this way. And he leads you over to the in the main dining area. There is a side table that is just chock full of various liquors and mixers, and there's even a small carafe of ice in a magically cold container.
Do you have just water?
Yes, and he pulls out one of the bottles, clear bottle that is chilled, and it contains water, which he pours for you in a nice piece of stemware and then hands to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I walk back to the others. Okay, so apparently there is not a public one, but apparently probably the First Lord has a private one. So maybe befriend this girl and see if she knows anything about it. She just wants to go on adventures. She's enamored by having finally met some adventurers.
Yes, if we're gonna get access to the teleportation circle, I think maybe we should go back to Miva sooner rather than later, because I'm getting worried that one, Georgie didn't follow us, and two, these things that are coming down are wreaking havoc with what little defense they have.
Well, I guess we can hope that they're giving Georgie a hard time too. But it might be advantageous for us to try to get back to Miva as fast as possible.
Well, as long as Georgie still has a face after all this, so I can punch it.
Okay, so let's get some rest for tonight, I guess.
Yes, please.
All right.
I'll take listening watch, I guess, at least at the start. See if there's anything that rustles around the house.
Okay.
Well, it's well lit, so I can take any watch as well if needed.
All right. The evening passes. This is a large, old mansion. Every couple hours, you can hear like footsteps creaking by in the hallway. If you poke your head out, when you hear it, you see Oscar, walking by, refilling oil lamps, and making sure that this like the area stays pretty well lit. He's got the wicks trimmed down pretty low, but there's sure a lot of them, and he makes sure to keep them full. And other than that, the evening passes without issue, and you guys may take a short rest if you need or want one. And you guys awaken to the smell of oatmeal with cinnamon and honey and frying sausages, and there's some sort of, you're thinking some sort of egg dish because you can smell the eggs, but it doesn't, you like don't hear, you're not sure what's going on, and you poke your head out of the room, and couple of mid-30s women are kind of chatting to each other and to themselves, heading back and forth from the kitchen area into the main dining space, and like come out with a great big dish with is a tureen, the silver cover on it. No, silver's not the right term, but like metal cover on it, and carried out to the table. And it's like not terribly long after dawn, you guys hear a knock on the door, and through it you hear Oscar say, "Breakfast is served."
Thank you, Oscar.
Slight bow, and he heads off into the main area, and there are 7 seating places set, spread around the table. And as people sit down into the seating place, somebody comes by with a chilled bottle of you guys probably would recognize it as a, like, call it a breakfast wine, like a sweet barely fermented grape wine, going around and pouring into each of you has a gobleted glass, or a stemware glass that like just lightly frosts over as the wine is poured into it. Each place is set has a bowl of, like, really thick bowl of oatmeal, with a couple of sausages kind of set on the edge of it, just kind of floating on the top of the oatmeal. And in front of you is a slice of quiche, herb and cheese quiche that is got like a dusting of something on top of it. And in the center of the table is a set of puff pastries that look to be stuffed with some sort of fruit filling, and they're lightly dusted with powdered sugar. And there's also just, a jar of honey, a jar of syrup, that sort of thing kind of spread around. Oh, and yes, the oatmeal has cinnamon dusted across the top.
Wow, these chefs almost put you to shame, Zari.
Presentation is only half the battle.
Yes, but it's not bugs.
You ate my bugs.
About this time, she's wearing a, like, long night robe. Her hair is kind of tied together in a very loose tie, looking very bleary-eyed. Tiasa comes and walks into the room. Good, thank you. Thank you, Oscar. Good morning, everybody. And she kind of sits down in a chair, and her wine goblet isn't full, and it's not very long until Oscar comes out with a like heavy ceramic pot and sets down a mug next to her and pours in obviously coffee.
So, nothing happened overnight.
Yeah, thanks. I was able to get a good night's sleep because you guys were here. Oscar's a dear, but I wouldn't. I don't know that a fight is. You wouldn't fight. Please tell me you wouldn't fight Oscar if somebody were to invade the house. Can I have everybody give me a insight probably check? Anybody who gets higher than a 15. Oscar.
I'm rolling trash.
Oscar has a build similar to Cryor's, and he says, "Of course not, Mom." And he buttles his way out of the room to avoid further questions. And you guys have food set before you.
I don't think I've rolled a single roll above a 10 this session.
You're still getting really good on insight, though, strangely enough.
Because it's a plus 10. No, plus 8, sorry. I rolled an 8 and got a 16 by having a plus 8.
So...
Right, so... teleportation. We might be in the market for rapid transits to a different city.
Oh, well, you said you were going to get to the coast, so that makes sense.
Well, good thing about plans is that they can change.
After what happened last night, we think it might be prudent for us to get back to our friends in another town back the other way.
You need to get back to Haifa then? I thought you said you were running away from Haifa.
No, there is a town being reestablished beyond that, Miva.
Miva. Why is Miva familiar?
How should I put this? It was abandoned when you were 2 years old.
You guys are the Lights of Miva, aren't you? I knew it. You said you were running away from Haifa. What did you do? What did you do to get on the shit list? On the most wanted, dastardliest of criminals. She's glowing with grins, and she's like currently pouring cream and honey into her coffee. Almost giggling.
We did the unthinkable thing of trying to save a city full of people from getting pulled up into the night sky, and we only barely succeeded.
She does kind of a curtain knob, takes a sip of her coffee, burning the roof of her mouth. Oh, of course. That's how adventures always work. You've got to... Oh, nobody truly understands until you're dead. What good you've done for the city. Oh, this is great. We can get you home. I can get you home. I can talk to Daddy. I can talk to Daddy. We can get you home. Because you gotta go home, right?
Yes, but if Daddy sees that we are the children, the light, then we will have a problem, I think.
Well, I think he'll believe me when I tell him
Chew first, then
that
talk.
I think he'll believe me when I tell him that you saved my life and that you're actually good people, just like oh shoot. Well, I'm not supposed to say that I'm reading adventure stories because those are for children. But I'm sure I can talk him into.
Have you read a lot of stories about Griffith?
Yeah, like he's got the most books. I think if I check my library, I probably have 20 of his books. He's got a thing for poetry. Really weird poetry.
That might also be why you recognize Miva, because he lived outside there.
Oh. He was always saving that town. Like,
well, it is on the edge of civilization, if you want to say that. So there were. It's been a fight trying to reestablish.
That makes sense. Okay, so you need to get back home, and I can't tell Daddy who you are.
Yes, because we are being framed by a cult of demon worshippers who want to
Her eyes
take
are like
over
saucers.
the city of Haifa to, well, we stopped what they were trying to do, which was dig up a big lump of iron under the ground.
Why would you stop that?
Because it would have destroyed the city along with digging up the ground.
Oh, well, okay, but why did they put it underneath the city?
Because nature made it there. It's the same way there's certain kinds of rocks under certain kinds of cities.
Oh, you gotta try it. The one on the other with the purple coming out of it. That's the best one. That's blackberry.
Chew first, then speak.
That's what everybody always tells me to do. Okay, so
And Lumi will make a point of taking a bite and go. Mm-hmm. This is what you sound like when you don't speak separate from chewing.
Can you guys wait a day or two, because I need to talk to Daddy about this, about going, using his, circle, and he might be kind of busy with the whole weird glops of flesh falling out of the sky.
I have another question about your dad.
Okay.
Do you know if he's in communication with a person named Georgie from Haifa?
I can ask him. The name isn't familiar off the top of my head. Name is, she thinks again. Name is, no. I can't. I could have swore that I heard the name before, but I
just give us a heads up if you figure out if he's talking to that person.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe before you talk about the teleportation circle.
Okay. Is Georgie the one who put the bounty on your heads?
Yes.
Noted. She literally reaches into a pocket of her nightgown and pulls out a notebook and a charcoal pencil and makes a note of it. So if you can hang out here for a couple days if you want, or just meet me back here in a couple days, I suppose. I'm sure Daddy is busy because of the emergency.
Are the weapons still dinging?
Oh no, they stopped somewhere in the night. I don't think any guards showed up, so you guys should be okay.
Well, we got people got permission from a guard, so
Well, that's good. The enchantment only lasts like a few hours after you break it, because either you are captured by then, or they're probably not going to find you anyway. And it's a lot of magic to make sure it lasts longer than that.
Yeah, I would say they were probably quite busy last night.
Yeah, what were those things? Well, that thing. What was that thing that you killed, and why did it rot so fast? And why was there a ghost? That was a ghost, right? That ephemeral thing that was just staring into my soul and screaming at me, but not actually making any sound while it was screaming at me. That was creepy.
I'm more curious about why the thing seemingly came back to life after it died, with the ghost inside it.
I'm more worried about where they came from.
Oh, I think I know where they came from.
Yes, that worries me.
Well, where did they come from?
We did what we could to stop them, but I think they came from whatever got pulled out of the ground near Haifa and got sent into the night sky.
Is that why there's been that weird glittery off to the south?
Yeah. If we hadn't tried to stop the things in Haifa, that could have been a lot worse.
Okay. I need to get dressed and go see if I can talk to Dad. And you are my guests. But you're not, like, you don't have to be my guests. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have very many guests because I'm not old enough to have many guests by myself yet. And without Daddy here,
Well, you're not by yourself. You got Askar.
I mean, he's not a husband though, or a wife. Daddy didn't say he cared which, but apparently to properly do things for people, you're supposed to have more than just yourself, and I should shut up now.
Lumi will giggle between bites of whatever he's eating.
I don't suppose any of you are like nobles, are you?
I'm not, to my knowledge, noble, no, but our city got abandoned when I was like 5 or 6 years old, so.
Oh, well. Daddy says none of the ones around here are good enough for me, so he hasn't actually introduced me to any suitors, but he says that I'm supposed to have a suitor, and that's like, I have years left before he says I really have to have one. Something about kids to run the city after I'm gone, but you guys don't need to know my life story. But
that's a problem for him, you, and now or later or never, whichever you prefer.
That is a true statement. Okay, I'm gonna go get dressed. You guys are welcome to stay here or go out in the city. there might still be things around. Actually, can I hire you or ask you to come with me to guard me on my way to my dad's place?
That seems fine.
Okay, good. So I should go get dressed. Right. And she, like, the oatmeal is basically uneaten. The sausages that she had on her plate are gone. And she has eaten like 3 pastries and 3 or 4 cups of coffee. And she bounds her way, much more wakeful now, off into her area.
Hey, Risha. We're heading back to the right direction where you wanted to go again.
I need to. Momo better be okay.
I hope so. But at least we're gonna go back. And we're gonna see what we can do.
Well, Crier, best ready the notes of the summoning teleportation circles for Miva.
No, I still have them.
We might need them in a day or two.
Although soon I need an extra backpack just for the scrolls and notes.
You have a handy haversack. I don't know who actually has it though.
Zari does.
Isn't there room in Anya's pack?
That's the handy haversack.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
but Lumi phrases it as
Oh, got it.
Anya's pack.
Got it.
I tend to keep my notes on me.
Like 45 minutes go by. The table is cleaned off. If you allow it, the wine refills your glass every time it is emptied.
Lumi's not in the wine; he's in the coffee.
Right, and yeah, coffee is also available. And then an hour has gone by.
Lumi might even try to fish for a splash of scotch in one of the cups or something.
You are there is the Oscar shows you which of the fancy crystal glasses or crystal, like, he knows you aren't high society, and so he shows you how to read the pattern on the crystal carafes. Carafes is the wrong word. Those jars that have a lid that are
Decanters.
Decanter, sure. Which one of them has whiskey in it, and he lets you serve yourself. Okay, like
just like gluck in a cup, maybe 2 of the 4 or 5 Lumi will drink for breakfast.
it is the smoothest Irishing you've ever done to a coffee. Then an hour and a half has passed by.
At this point, Lumi will probably be outside the door, stretching and trying to absorb as much sunlight as he can, standing spread arms in the courtyard.
It is a bright and sunny morning. And about 2.5 hours, somewhere in the 2 hours and 15 minutes, a very fresh looking, like, hair, very obviously recently brushed, completely clean. She's got a dress on similar to the one she was wearing yesterday, but it's a couple shades lighter. And she's got the cloak back on. And she has the amulet of fireballs on, but it's obviously still expended. And she goes, all right, let's go this way. You don't know where we're going, right?
No.
Okay.
To
I
your
didn't think
dad.
so. Well, yes, but you don't know the way.
Not yet.
You point, we follow directions.
All right. So currently you guys are right about you're right about here on the map. And she leads you out into the relatively empty streets. The most traffic you guys see are like guard patrols or other people who look like they have their own guards. But there's very low traffic of I call it regular people out on the street.
So a lot different than yesterday.
Yeah, a lot different than when you guys got here, because yeah, it was pretty heavily traveled, pretty much everywhere you went. A lot of walking traffic, a few Vuji around, but mostly people on foot or on the very main thoroughfares, a cart. But the streets are relatively empty. And after a few minutes of you guys walking, guard patrol like chunk 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 in unison up to you and goes salutes like closed fist over left or right, left, that one, left breast, salutes and says, first daughter Tiasa, it's not safe to be out on the streets. And she looks at him and goes, I'm just going to see the First Lord. I have a set of guards. I should be safe enough. And the guard looks through his nostrils at you all, except for Zari, who's too tall to look down upon. But he like salutes again and says, "Yes, ma'am. Be careful."
I quickly move behind him and just 2 fingers in his back. We are good enough. Like just to show off my speed.
He feels you there and he isn't able to react in time. He takes a half a step forward and like turns around and looks at you, and the frown deepens and Tiasa goes, yes, my guards are very competent. Be about guarding doing your go do your job. And the person salutes again, shakes his head a little bit, and then chunk 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 his patrol heads off again into the city.
Lumi will whisper in Tiasa's ear, "Be about your business."
Be about your business. Okay, right. Yeah, no, I've been told that before.
And then giggle.
Okay, so this way. And she leads you towards the castle on the eastern, north, southwest, east. Yes, eastern edge of town. It is mid-morning when you guys leave, because she was not quick in coming out after breakfast. It is, by the time you get there, it's been a good hour of at least an hour of walking, probably closer to 2. So it's getting close to lunch, and it's just it's obviously that the guard is on high alert. People are starting to move about the city, and guard patrols are like letting them go, but giving them like, hey, stay away from this part of town. We think we've isolated the issues to this part of town, sort of information.
What feel do I get for the bustle of the guards in town with my 21 passive perception?
They are, most of them look like they're out on patrol looking for trouble. Not necessarily going to a place, but They are patrolling with purpose.
So instead of patrolling to be seen and just aversion tactics, they're patrolling to, if they see things, they can just go straight in, all weapons swinging.
Yeah, that is the impression you have.
Yeah, which is what I'll relay to the rest of the group, that the guards are less whimsical, less laid back now. They're ready for. Most patrols are ready for action at the drop of a pin.
And I think we stop when we are in viewing distance of the gate of the castle, I guess. Because we don't want to go in yet.
Tiasa notices you guys stopping. She's just walking. She just walks right out ahead of you, and she's like, she's talking to the air, because she had been talking to probably drug Elros up towards the front, since he's the only one who knows this place, and was talking at him about something, and doesn't really notice when you guys stop. Like she's like 10 or 15 feet, probably a little further than that, ahead of you before she notices that like there's a gap at her side. She turns around.
We want some more information, miss, before we, head into your dad's office.
Oh, right. Yes. No, that makes... Hey, there's a cafe right over there. And she reaches into a pocket and draws out like 10 brass and goes, get yourselves some cups of coffee and stuff and I will... Maybe some lunch. It's lunchtime. I'm probably going to have to eat lunch with Daddy, since I'm here. And he's probably here. You guys go get yourself some lunch, and I will be back in time.
Before dark.
Yes.
Probably.
Well, yes.
Well, if we're not at the cafe, wait for us. And if we are there, we can just continue.
Do
if
any
we don't
of you know sending?
I don't know.
No.
Crap. I also do not know sending, but I know sending exists.
But if it gets dark and we're not there yet, get the city guards to escort you home.
Will do.
And we'll find our way to your home, or at least leave some information or message.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna go have lunch with Daddy. Yes, cafe lunch, Daddy. Got it. Okay, and you want teleportation circle. Got it. Okay. She gives
First,
you
information. If he has contact with what was his name again?
Georgie.
Then ask about the teleportation.
Okay. That's gonna be weird.
Well, not in the same sentence. We want to know about his relationship with Georgie,
right,
before we go any further with asking for his help for teleportation.
Got it. Okay, well, have a good lunch. I'll be back before dark. Yeah, that's safer to say before dark. And she walks like unopposed straight through the main gates. There are dozens of guards surrounding the gate. Like there's even some bulwarks set up to like act as extra levels of protection before the main gate, and she just blasé right past all of them. And you guys find yourself standing outside of a small cafe. It is named Cafe. The owner wasn't apparently very inventive. But you guys can smell. This must be an upper-ish port, like this near the fortress or the castle. This is like a upper crusty more portion of town. And you guys can smell the coffee and pastries from here.
Well, let's out in get some lunch.
Food, yes.
Yes, pastries for lunch.
Pastries for breakfast was optimistic, but lunch, maybe.
Place is fairly well kept. There's a bunch of like small tables spread out through the entire thing. There is a older gentleman with no head hair at all behind the counter, and he has a magical contraption that is fizzing and bubbling beside of him. It's sorry, I just want to chat. It is doing something. You're not 100% sure what, and he is currently like cleaning some mugs and stuff. There's just an entire wall behind him that is a clear jar with brown beans in it with a name, and the name is like I need my world map. Holy buckets. Ook bitter blend and
Kirsch Pale Ale?
No, these are coffee varieties, so they're all from the southern continent. Alethea light roast and Takuiden dark, stuff like that written on them. And there's open so there's the counter, and then in front of the counter there's just open racks of donuts, baked like puff pastries that are stuffed, like eclairs, everything that is sweet and fat and really a lot of effort to do.
Lumi's looking for the savory section.
There is a small
sandwiches, meat pastries,
small section
things.
of like puff pastry with sausage in it and maybe some cheese like grated on top. So there's a small section of meat pastries, but the vast majority of this is like give a diabetic a heart attack.
Or give a healthy person diabetes.
Indeed. All right.
Yes, Lumi will get meat varieties, like 2 or 3 buns or whatever, and a cup of Takuiden medium roast.
Takuiden medium roast. Right here. And he plucks a jar out with a mage hand and brings it out into the burbling, fizzing, whatever device. It's a like, wood brown whole bean, and he hits a button on the front of the device, and the sound level goes up in the room, and there's whizzing and moaning and whistling, and like 2 minutes later, he mage hands the thing back to the shelf behind him, and you smell it's a cup of coffee. I don't know how good your palate is, but it's a cup of coffee for sure.
It's a cup of coffee, and it's not this realm's version of freeze dried.
No, it is. This is like single source bean, fresh ground, magically preserved until the time of use. This is hipster coffee.
So, in Lumi's mind, medium well to good cup of coffee.
Exactly. It's probably a little strange until you like add cream and sugar, or if you add cream and sugar to it, because cream and sugar will mute any subtle hints of flavor.
No, I feel Lumi's just drinking coffee black. Maybe 3 grains of sugar in the very bitter versions he finds. Like,
Right.
taste it, no thanks, and a couple of grains of sugar in it to help, but mostly just black.
So the money that you were given by Tiasa is very rapidly spent here. This place, like, it's a brass for a cup of joe and a pastry. So some of you get coffee, others of you do not, up to you.
I was looking for the healthiest thing here, so I picked the most plain looking one, but I guess that was not the healthiest one.
So you come away with something that looks like it's probably got the highest fruit concentration in it, because that's healthy, right? And you take a bite out of it, and you realize that those are candied fruit. And it is like it is teeth achingly sweet, and like so cloyingly sweet. Like you crave something like strong, bitter. You look over and realize that, oh right, coffee shop. And realize that the pastry is made to help inspire people to have more coffee.
Yeah, I'm not touching the coffee, and I would not continue to eat.
All right. It's like 3 p.m. and you guys can see out the like large pane glass windows. You guys can see Tiasa striding down out of the castle.
I'm not sure what the rest of them doing, but I'm standing up to meet her. Because I don't want to spend more time here.
Still, like, in the back of your mouth, you can still taste how sweet that pastry was.
I'll have some of my water to wrench it out, I guess.
Oh, good, you're still here. I didn't know if you were gonna go explore town while I was having lunch.
We explored the cafe, and Lumi will like hand back over shoulder backwards towards the sign.
Yeah, this is a really good place. I told
Expensive,
him
though.
He's gonna need to change his name if he wants to like franchise, because he's always talked about franchising it, but just cafe. Like, if you go, if somebody tells you to go to the cafe, you're just gonna go to a coffee shop, right? You're not gonna go to cafe, even though it sounds fancy. And I think the word itself is from Kartuk. Like, cafe, the word is from Kartuk. I think it has something to do with coffee, which is from the southern. Right, that's not important. Okay.
It's a whole thing.
Yes.
Which we don't need to get into.
So I talked to Dad, and he'll let you use a circle, maybe. Just has your adventures, and so he has one small little request for adventurers who are from outside the city, who are not the local kids who are going to get mad if they get eaten. So that's up to you if you want to do it. I could try to work it without the deal.
Well, what about this relationship with Georgie? Get anywhere with that?
Oh, yeah, she's the, like, guard runner, guard, captain, guard. She's the head person of the guard in Haifa, and like, of course he knew who she was, and he looked really kind of down on me that I didn't know who she was. And when he reminded me of who she was, I remembered I met her like 2 years ago when we were going to Haifa for like an all nobles event thing. I don't know why we had to go to Haifa for.
I guess he knew who they were, but did it seem like he had a very close working relationship with them? And Lumi will be watching her for the answer or lack thereof.
Takes a breath and thinks, yes.
Does your father like them?
I think he likes her well enough. Not like, but like respect as a fellow law bringer to a city. She's trying to find words, Lumi. She's being honest with you. But she's trying to like source the information that you guys are trying to get at. And you're kind of under the impression that she like offhandedly asked the question and then just accepted whatever answer her dad gave and then is filling in extra details that were probably not given.
What about this request that your father had for us to do?
Well, there was some stuff that fell out of the sky yesterday. And I told him that you had already taken care of some of it and that there was like a big purpley, fetid, gross, disgusting ball of flesh that you guys had taken care of. And he said that, yes, he got that report that somebody had taken care of this disgusting ball of flesh and he doesn't know why it was rotting already, but people were cleaning that up. And oh, yes, so I told him that you guys took care of that and that it was a... eye, had a big eye in the middle of it with a bunch of eye tentacles around. And somebody off to the side told him what that was. I think it was his wizard. He's got a wizard he hires to like do wizard things. Like,
Lumi will prod and interrupt to try to further the ramblings of Tiasa.
Oh, but anyway, he said that there were several things that crawled into the sewer and that if you guys were adventurers who were looking for a favor from the city, that you could do a favor for the city in order to clean out the sewers of these things that had crawled into them.
Oh boy, more sewers.
I mean, yeah, they're, disgusting and, have poo in them, but
if we find a cult down there, we're charging extra.
I mean, that's fair. Did you often find cults in sewers?
Yes.
Why was a cult in a sewer?
Why wouldn't a cult be in a sewer?
I mean, that's fair. I should really have expected that answer.
Okay. Smelly, no one wants to really go there.
And other than the city maintenance workers, were the city maintenance workers part of your cult?
No, they died.
Not our cult.
Oh, I was going to say I didn't mean your cult as in you were part of the cult, but yours as in...
the one we found.
Correct.
No, they were killed.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
Nope.
And he said that Georgie was part of this? Or at least heavily implied that?
Yes.
Oh. Well,
so, where's the closest sewer entrance from your house?
It's in front of my house. There's a person hole cover.
Good. Now, should we get Miss Tiasa back to her domicile? And then we will just look around at the others.
It could help if we have a map of the sewers.
City maps of sewers are no good. I want one of my maps.
Your maps.
Okay.
I'll ask around.
Oh,
Good point. Risha?
I had a map.
Do you want help
because
getting around?
Daddy said you would probably want one, and markings on like where we had seen stuff.
Excellent. That will work well.
Oh, okay. But you want another map?
I don't think so.
Well, I agree with Risha. Knowledge is not always well maintained. So if we have up-to-date sources, it would be nicer.
The less you know, the better.
Okay.
I'm just giving you plausible deniability. You can't get in trouble for something you don't know.
That is not true. I have gotten into trouble many times for not knowing things.
Were you supposed to know those things?
That's why I got into trouble, was because I was supposed to know those things.
Like who Georgie is?
Exactly.
You got in trouble because you were supposed to know them and didn't.
Right.
Risha is trying to give you an out, like if someone asks, where did they go? You didn't. We never told you, so you don't know, so you don't get into trouble.
Oh, this is shady, illegal stuff.
No, it's legal.
Never.
It's not illegal. It's just
a deception check, please.
Not something.
Zari is no part. Zari is having no part of this.
Well, it's illegal, but
in
this case, the law is bad.
Laws aren't bad. Suda, she obviously has seen right through you, and she like taps the side of her nose. Gotcha. It's this adventurer stuff.
Indeed.
Exactly.
I don't think there's a thieves guild in town. Daddy works very hard to make sure of that.
Oh,
there's definitely a thieves guild in town.
No, really, I think he like executed the head thief like 2 years ago.
Risha?
And that stops us how?
Risha, what say me and you go looking?
Oh,
sure. I'm probably better off not on my own.
I'm not saying me as me, but me as giving you an advantage in speed.
Oh. I get to ride Big Brother again.
Are you all related?
Somehow, yes.
Found
not by
family.
Oh.
Not by family.
What's it like having siblings? Because I've never had one.
It's the most annoying and wonderful thing all at the same time.
Yes.
And she, like, the conversation continues from there as she leads most of you back to her house.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say who is splitting off? Who is going back to her house? Who's splitting off on other tasks? And where are they going?
Lumia is saying mount up as he transforms into a Wuji with a lot of movement speed, so Risha can ride.
I think I'm the only one who can keep up with that.
Possibly.
Yeah, he can keep up.
Well, I know he can keep up. I think Zari may be fast enough to keep up with the Wuji.
Probably. I will go back to the house with the girl.
Okay.
Riding horse stats are 60 feet.
I can move 45.
45, so not quite. So
mine is 60.
Iberkeet and Elros.
I want to ask about any well-stocked libraries there may be in the city.
I have a library, but I don't know how well stocked it is.
With magical books.
Well, I'm wanting to do research more than spell learning.
Oh, okay.
I can take you to the like city library. We have a city library. I'll have to get you a pass though because you're not residents and you're not technically nobles, and so yeah, follow me. And she like
Alright.
takes a left turn where she was leading you back to her house, and then it's just like off in a different direction.
Okay. So I guess myself, Iberkeed, and Elros will head to the library, and the other three go find whatever counts for a thieves guild here.
All right, let's start with Team Thieves Guild.
Yay!
Risha, you have Thieves' Cant as a language.
Indeed.
I would like you to make an investigation roll, please. I would have liked you to make a better investigation.
That's inspiration usage right there. That is unacceptable.
Also, I would like to have asked for symbols I could look out for as we're writing, because I retain my mental stats, therefore my plus 11 perception as a bougie.
You may use your inspiration to re-roll that.
Yup. Re-rolling. That is better, but not great.
So with a 9, it is 2.5 hours later, and you guys realize now that you have gone in one gigantic loop around the city. Like, Risha has been following, oh, this one says go this way, and this one says go this way. You're like, but it's all been a wild goose chase, and you realize that the path you've been following is like a guard trap, something that
Decoy.
you'd say a decoy.
This place sucks.
I think I've seen that building before.
There's like a
This place really sucks.
there's like a large clock tower like building that you guys have like looking up at it and kind of taking a moment to stop. You've passed by it 4 times.
Did they actually manage it? No,
I don't believe so.
they couldn't have, right?
All right. So that takes you guys until late into the afternoon. Zari, Iberkeet, and Elros. Like the conversation is never ending. And she flits from one subject to the next at a whim. And it's interesting enough, but it's very much the conversation of somebody who has spent a life without very many friends and without very many people to talk to. A lot of time with like mentors and tutors. And she's like, and here is the city library.
So who was the friend you were seeing yesterday?
Oh, that's Suna. She's the head guard's eldest daughter. He's got like 7 kids. 7. I think they're up to 7 now. But Eric, he's great. Kind of person. Apparently he just likes having lots of kids in the house. So
Okay, well.
follow me. And she heads up the steps into the library. The like front desk is empty, and then she dings the bell that's there, and then she dings it again, and then she dings it again. Usually somebody's here by now dings it again. I'm sure it's fine. I'm supposed to get you passes. But I'm sure it's fine. Come on. And she heads into a door towards the right and palms, like, she puts her hand on the door handle and waits a second and then opens the door handle and walks in. And it is swinging shut behind her. Guys following?
Yeah, I go in.
Okay.
Yes.
This place has the smell of old paper. Like, the room didn't look this big. Like, the building didn't look quite this big from the outside. You only really saw one side of it. But, like, you walk in to the area and you can see there is a box on the side with several rows of card. This Eberkeet, this is like a card catalog. And then it's just going in either direction ahead of you is just the stacks of books, just like shelf with a cryptic number at the top of them, and just wide and deep. What are you searching for?
I want to search for anything about my fancy necklace or the guy that came to me in the night that one time.
That would be, it'll be an investigation check to find sources of information.
Zari casts guidance on Eberkeet.
You have guidance.
Oh. Well, then that's another 1d4, right?
Oh, Jesus.
27. I know how to navigate a library.
You know how to navigate a library. And you realize that the card catalog, like, you quickly realize that the card catalog is a magical card catalog, and you pull out, like, you are confident you pull out the correct drawer the first time, you pull it out the correct amount, you, like, as you're flipping through the pages, you get there within like 2 or 3 flips, and you realize that with the elven word of light, speaking out loud the elven word of light, that this card that you pick out will, like, light up and help guide you through the stacks of books to find what you're looking for. And it is not long until you are deep into this place. So you got an 18. Elros and Zari, you guys did you either of you want to find something here, or are you just gonna follow along with Eberkeet?
I was gonna try to find something.
Okay. I will have an investigation roll from you as well.
Okay. Not my strong suit.
Guidance.
Yeah, definitely not my strong suit. I don't think guidance is gonna help me much.
Elros, you realize quickly that this is a magical card catalog, and that it only really responds to wizards, and most of the cards in it are blank to you.
And there's no one else around.
There's nobody else here, other than Tiasa, who is like dogging behind Eberkeet, going, "Ooh, that's the magical section, or the section on, not magic, religion section. I know where that is." And she, like, flits off ahead of you, Eberkeet, deeper into the stacks.
I am going to go look for Eberkeet.
This place is other than this like little front area which has some tables and stuff for studying, place is relatively dark, but with the glowing library card, that's the wrong word, you were able to spot Eberkeet. Eberkeet, you pick up probably 2 tomes and a couple of scrolls that have like these are religious texts, and you haul them back up to the front of the library, and with a 27, when you open the book, the bookmark that's like got one of those silk strand bookmarks, it opens up into a page with a very familiar looking amulet, like woodcut stamped onto it. All right, back to team number 1. Risha, roll me investigation, please. You should be good at this.
Should be. But the dice say otherwise.
18. So, realizing what a trap looks like, you pick up a much fresher set of Thieves' Cant. Looks like they changed their code. And you are eventually led to a like pretty well-run bar. No tavern. Just a bar. Places got, at this time of evening, places got pretty packed. And everybody here is like engaging in low conversation. But you're pretty sure this is the contact place, at least.
Feels normal again.
Place is well lit, clean. The barkeep is like got a bit of a scraggly beard, but no obvious scars on his face. Like clean shirt, clean rag. Place looks like it is full on like reputable bar.
Wow. You guys, they got a really good cover compared to Haifa. I mean, not that herb shop isn't a good cover. Sorry, Lumi.
I was looking at the marks that Risha was following.
Right.
If I could, see those marks as well.
You can physically see the marks, and you can see that, like, you know they exist. You're pretty confident that it is a language that you do not understand. Like, think of it this way. It's like you can see Chinese characters.
Yeah, okay, I understand. I'll just make notes of them.
Yep.
How much time have we spent since the 2.5 hours?
Oh, this has been
Initial?
another with 18. You about the time you're changing back out of being a Vuji is when Suda's like, aha, found the place.
So another half an hour.
Yeah, another half an hour-ish. It takes you guys 10-15 minutes to like get your way through the crowd up to the bar. Insight check, please, from the three of you.
There's the good roll.
Yeah, so Risha, you completely miss this, but Lumi and Cryor, this guy spots you walking up, assesses your like outfits and demeanor, and does a quick glance at a bare patch of wall that is like at just past the end of the bar in like a, it's strangely bare compared to like usually there's like tables alongside of the wall and a couple bar stools, and there's a quick like glance in that direction, and then a glance back at you and goes, ale to go. Risha, you can tell that this is a pass phrase of some sort.
Maybe just half a pint.
I point out to Risha in whispers, like he looked at that wall there and back at us and sized us up.
Half a pint to go. Here you go. And he pours each of you a half a pint, and then he just completely starts ignoring you.
We're in a new area. We gotta take it slow. I don't know the response phrase yet.
Is there room at his table?
Is there are almost no tables that have any space at all.
So his table is also full.
Oh, you walked up to the bar?
The guy was sizing us up was the barman.
That was the barman.
Okay. I'm just gonna not drink, stand at the bar, drink on the bar.
You are being like
Looking at Risha.
Yep, you are being basically flatly ignored at this point.
What to do? What? Gotta figure out the response phrase without giving away that we really don't know what the crap we're doing.
Well, there's something odd about the wall.
Yeah, but that may just be the entrance or where they're watching us from. I got it. And Risha reaches in and pulls out a small coin that's written as thieves can't written on both ends or both faces.
Okay.
Downs her half a pint and takes the mug and the coin up to the bartender and goes, "Thanks, that was delicious."
I'm glad you enjoyed it. And he takes the coin and the mug. What does the coin have inscribed on it in Thieves' Cant?
Risha has inscribed, "I'm new, but not inexperienced."
There's a couple of thumps on the bar top, which give you the sense that you should walk towards the end of the bar, but don't be obvious about it.
Well, let's clear some space for some more customers, you guys. Let's go down here.
As you guys like flow away from the bar, it immediately fills back up. And it's slightly louder in here than it was before.
I take my quarter stuff, just not in a combat stance, but just to walk with a little bit, and try to see if the wall is real.
When you reach out with your quarterstaff, the quarterstaff passes through without any issue.
And I look down with eye contact to my friends at the end of my quarterstaff.
Oh, it's one of those.
See?
Okay.
Weird.
You guys pass through?
Yes, but on high alert.
All right.
I'm gonna just stand in front to give them cover.
Okay. So you standing in front of the wall, Lumi, or not Lumi, Iberkeet. No, sorry. my brain just refuses to sort. Crier. Thank you. I'm looking at the things along the bottom, and I'm picking the wrong one with my eyes. So, when your friends pass through this invisible, like this ephemeral door, your staff like kicks out slightly and is back to you. And as you reach out, the door itself is solid, or the wall itself is solid. And Risha and Lumi, you are unable to see anything in this magical darkness, unless you can see in through magical darkness. And we'll go back to the other group.
Ugh.
Alrighty.
Okay, so Ibrahim, you look at the header at the top of this page, and it says in Fan, Eye of Obsidian. It is a artifact of brain fart. It is a artifact of names. Ra'ad, R-A''D. The god of undeath and decay. And it is legend is not the right word. It is rumored to seek those who are able to give this god hands into the material world. And whenever it has been discovered on the corpse of a destroyed necromancer or a death priest or anything, this has happened 3 or 4 times in the last 18 years, that soon after the person has died, the amulet descends in just decays into dust and is lost, and it apparently shows back up elsewhere in the world. The longest time that it has ever been, sorry, let me try that. It appears every 7 to 8 years. Somebody is killed wearing it and is found.
Zari's standing over Iberkeet's shoulder, reading the text. Well, that's not ominous.
It is a bit.
And Tiasa is like, well, that's a weird artifact. I've never heard anything like. And it is Elros, Zari, and Risha. You are standing alone in a empty library. Tiasa is not there, except where she was standing there is a like glowing orb of white light. And you all three hear a rattle and clank as a headless suit of armor with a skeleton neck coming out of it walks its way closer over to you and draws its enormous is the wrong, we're talking anime level, great sword from behind its back and
Buster Sword.
Yeah, stabs it into the ground between, not like in front of its feet, and you hear the rattle of a sigh, and this in your ears, but really in your head you hear, so has a decision been made? and we will go ahead and end there for the day. So, thank you to my players for playing. Thank you to everybody for watching. I will be back again with this in 2 weeks. I hope to see you all there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It has been great having you here. Bye.